Well, here we go. Hello, I'm EvilKeg, and I'd like to thank you for downloading this tutorial from evilkeg.co.uk. Basically, today's lesson will show you how to label your DJ mixes before you upload them to the internet. The reason I do this is there is a fair few mixes uploaded to the internet that don't even have a decent file name, let alone a track listing associated with it. That means if you upload your file, people aren't going to know whose it was, or how to find out more about you, or even what the hell's in the mix. It doesn't even say, for instance, what genre it is. It could be anything. It could be Christian gangster rock for all they know. So basically, first things first is what I do is I set up a notepad document. And what I do in that notepad document is I tend to put in all the information I'm going to use. Now, as you can see, this is actually an example of UKBCD 003 EvilKeg's Breaks and Bassline Tuner. It shows you the release date and also shows you a little bit of information about what's in the mix or what it's about, along with some information here regarding the track listing. So this just means if anyone downloads it, they like any of the tracks, at least the people who originally did the tracks, they can find out who it was and sort of like support the artists and download them and pay for their music. So first things first, what we do is we have to load the tune into Winamp. Today's example is using Winamp 5.41, I think it is. And basically what we'll do is I'll have to sort of just basically rename all the file so that it's all done properly inside the ID3 tags. So to do that, load up your Winamp, and then once you've taken your file into Winamp, you should be able to right click on it in here and choose view file info. And as you see here, there is a load of tags that you can put into here. You've got the basic info, artwork, ID3 version 2 and ID3 version 1 basically. What I tend to do is I use this Word document, this notepad document that I've already created here, and I'll actually sort of paste in the information as needed. So if I just do that for you now while I'm doing this, you can sort of see it's all been built up. Right, so I'm just going to put the comments field in there as well, and as you can see I've actually put a link there inside this comments field showing the link to this file. So if somebody downloads this file, they can go back to the website, read more about the mix and actually see an HTML version of it. It's also got all the tracks and stuff in there, including who the remix was done by, etc. And also just a bit of information about sort of the website where it got it from, and information about the list of mixes. Okay, so now I'm just going to fill in who's done this mix. So that's obviously me, EvilKeg, and then this album is exactly the same as the title there. So I'm just going to select all and copy that, and then just paste that into there, and then in here, because this is a mix one, I'm going to put that in, put in various artists. It was done in 2009. And for the genre, because it's breakbeat, it doesn't seem to have a breakbeat one in here. I just use the one beat. That means breakbeat to me. And then if you sort of click on artwork, you got the choice of actually putting an image into there, so you can load an artwork in from a location. At the moment, I've got a artwork that I've pre-prepared in a true Blue Peter style in Photoshop, and I'm just going to drag that into here, and that should load it into here. I should be able to load the artwork from here, and then I can sort of load that one in, and that's it. So now you can see as they view this MP3 on their iPod or whatever else, if it views the artwork files, it'll actually show you this here. So it's kind of like wrapping them up like you used to get with vinyl and tapes and everything else. That sort of gives people like a nice shiny little product at the end of it. So if you go and look on the ID3 tags, this will be taken from the basic info that I've already filled in. And you see some of it says cut off. You can't really get around that. It's just the way ID3 version was. There was only about 128 bytes in it, so this is what it is. If that's the case, I tend to change this field here to being my web address. So if somebody does actually find it, they go, who the hell is this from? They can go off and try and download it and find out what it is. I've actually called each mix as UKBCD 003 or 002 or 001. That means they're all part of a series, and if people download them, at least they can sort of see the progression, really. So click on the ID3 version 2, and as you can see there, they're actually sort of full out as as nature intended them, and you've got the big box itself, which is this comment box, and that's got all the information there. On ID3 version 2 you can have a hell of a lot more than you can on ID3 version 1, obviously, but it's worthwhile sort of pointing out that you can put loads of stuff in there. So if you wanted to sort of put links or promote sort of gigs that you're doing and everything else, then so be it. Also, what I'm going to do now is, because I've already prepared this in my document before, I'm just going to paste in some of this extra stuff into this URL bits, because this is all used elsewhere. And that should be it. So we can just click OK for that. And now we've done that, it'll take a little while for it to come back because it's actually writing it back down to the disk again. Once it's finished, it will actually sort of save it, and we'll then have a version of it there. Now it's done that, you'll notice in the corner here that the track itself has actually sort of got a sort of a proper file naming stuff in there now. So it says the title of the track, what it is, and it's also got this little image here. So that's the track actually now sort of mixed, even though I've brought this random thing up here. So that should be it. You should now be able to upload that file. One of the last things I would do though, what I'd recommend, is if we come out of this, before I go any further, just demonstrate it there, I'm just going to take this thing here and take this file name here that I've called this here. I'm just going to copy that. If you looked on my original file, I actually called it mixdown.mp3. Now that's pretty vague, and if it was me, what I would do is I'd give it a proper name, as in something like that, which if you look at the file name there, that's a hell of a lot easier to sort of work with than mixdown. It means if the file's uploaded anywhere to the internet, it's got the artist and also sort of what it is and when it was made, and that means you can now upload that to the internet. Thanks very much for listening. I hope it hasn't been too boring, and I hope you found some use in it. If you'd like to know more, or you'd like to sort of visit my website and find out a bit more about tutorials and stuff, please feel free to visit www.evilkeg.co.uk.